Painting is a wonderful thing. A painter can project images from their mind onto a canvas using colors, shapes, and textures. But it can be more than that. To many, painting is a meditative process, which can allow someone to find peace in their mind and body. Many find it relaxing to be able to put a brush to canvas and watch an image come to life before your very eyes. Through his show, The Joy of Painting, a man named Bob Ross managed to help share this meditation with many others by helping them to create beautiful works of art. In each 30-minute episode, Bob Ross would teach the viewer how to paint a beautiful landscape in a remarkably quick and simple way with his thrifty techniques and deliberate use of specific paints. But his technique wasn't the highlight of each episode. His calm and relaxing voice and the love he put into each and every one of his paintings brought life to each of his works. And he shared that love with the audience. It's hard to watch an episode of The Joy of Painting and not smile.
Bravery test. Here we go. Bigger tree. Big old tree. I like these evergreens. They're so much fun to make. And they're very simple. Very, very simple. Takes a little practice like everything else. Everything in your life takes a little practice.
Robert Norman Ross was born on October 29, 1942, in Daytona Beach, Florida. As a teenager, Ross worked as a carpenter under his father. While working with him, Ross lost his left index finger. When he was 17, Ross enlisted in the Air Force. He was transferred to Immendorf Air Force Base in Alaska. It was here that he first saw the snow and mountains that would become parts of his later work. According to him, in the military he held positions that required him to be mean and tough, or the guy who makes you scrub the latrine, the guy who makes you make your bed, the guy who screams at you for being late to work. He decided that if he moved on from the military, that he would never want to be that kind of person again. He started painting during daily work breaks he had while working under the military. Bob Ross worked as a bartender part-time while he was in Alaska. It was there that he discovered a show called The Magic of Oil Painting, hosted by a German painter by the name of Bill Alexander. By studying with Bill Alexander, Ross soon discovered that he was able to make more money selling his paintings than he was in the military. After 20 years in the military, Bob Ross retired from the Air Force. He moved back to Florida and became famous for his television show, The Joy of Painting. The show had a rocky start. Ross was forced to cut back on spending in a lot of ways, and even permed his hair so that he could save money on haircuts. Though he disliked having a perm, this later became part of his iconic image. Ross soon found his fortune by selling art supplies. He sold paints, brushes, and books instructing painters on how to learn the Bob Ross method. In his personal life, Bob Ross would take in injured squirrels and small animals from the wild and nurse them back to health in his own home. To complete each painting in a 30-minute episode, Bob Ross had to use the wet-on-wet painting technique, which meant he didn't have to wait for the paint to dry. He used thick colors to keep it from mixing when he didn't want it to, and light colors when he did. He used a simple selection of tools and simple colors so the viewers wouldn't have to make large investments in them. A selection of brushes allowed him to paint trees, water, and clouds in merely seconds. In each episode, he would transform the colored blobs that he started with into complex and intricate landscapes. He'd often encourage his audience, saying that practice and discipline could make anybody a good painter. In his own words, "We don't make mistakes, we just have happy accidents." In his later years, Bob Ross suffered from lymphoma. As a result of his illness, The Joy of Painting's final episode was on May 17, 1994. He battled the disease until his death on July 4, 1995. His remains are interred in the Woodlawn Memorial Park in Gotha, Florida. Though his life may have ended, Bob Ross will forever be remembered by his artistic contributions to the world, by showing people everywhere the joy of painting.